Hi everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Lydia Killian and I'm here to help you manifest anything you fucking want in life. I have a new setup. I love it. Obviously, you know the business is called the 444 Agency, so I've got my little protection on the wall. I'm obsessed with it. I'm also obsessed with my outfit today. I've not worn this tracksuit in a long time. I've even got the slippers on to match. I think I showed you my slippers in my last video as well. But I'm feeling it's giving Elle Woods. And I love that boss bitch energy. So I'm excited. If you don't already know, I have a membership group now and we are absolutely obsessed. We are loving life in the membership. You will get every single workshop I have ever created. There's about 5 in there. Sleep affirmation tracks, EFT, meditations that are exclusive to the membership, a community area, and you get live monthly coaching trainings with me. This month's monthly coaching training, that was a mouthful, is on manifesting love. We're having a manifesting love masterclass. And this is a subject I'm very fucking good at with my clients. We've had babies, we've had marriages, we've had engagements, we've had girlfriends, we've had boyfriends. You're gonna wanna be in this masterclass if you want to manifest love. As February is the month for love. Has that focused in? Hey, focus on my love hearts. I don't know. Anyway. If you wanna be in it, the link is below. We are loving the membership. If you want to join my gang and be in the masterclass, then the link is below. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Neville Goddard's most famous technique, I'd say, which is the state akin to sleep method. Now, this method or technique, whatever you want to call it, was made famous in the book called The Feeling is the Secret. This is my favorite book on manifestation. It is my favorite book on manifestation. In fact, I'm going to go get it. One sec. I don't know why I didn't bring it for this YouTube. Do you know what's funny? I actually have 2 copies. Anyway, so this is the famous Feeling is the Secret book. Look how little it is. Do you know how many pages are in this book? One sec. One sec. 43 pages. I don't know if that's why it's my favourite book, because it's so easy to digest. But this book absolutely changed the game for me manifesting. I discovered this book in 2017. That's when I really got into Neville Goddard and became obsessed with him. I'm going to read you a few quotes out of this book. Whatever the mind of man can imagine, man can realise. Whatever the mind of man can imagine, the man can realise. Whatever you put in your mind will get expressed in your reality. The world cannot change until you change your concept of it. No matter what the problem is, no matter where it is, no matter whom it concerns, you have no one to change but yourself. And you have neither opponent nor helper in bringing about the change within yourself. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth of that which you desire to see manifested. As soon as you succeed in convincing yourself of the reality of the state sought, results follow to confirm your fixed belief. Your assumptions will harden into facts, guys. Buy this book. The technique that Neville describes in this book is something which has been abbreviated into SATS, which means state akin to sleep. And he recommends getting into a drowsy state. When I do this, I count down from 100 and I just really relax my body. I relax my nervous system. I take in some deep breaths in and out and get yourself into like a meditative state. This is when the subconscious mind is very impressionable because your conscious mind is slowly shutting down, and so it's not bringing as much resistance up. The subconscious mind will believe whatever you tell it. It can't differentiate between what is real and what isn't real, which is why this technique is so powerful. Neville recommends picking a scene that has implied that your desire has already happened. This is why the congratulations method is so powerful. I have so many videos on this on my TikTok, but if not, let me just give you a brief. The congratulations method, or the telephone method, is where you imagine a best friend, a parent, a caregiver, a teacher, whoever, congratulating you on having the thing you want. Because if somebody is congratulating you on it, you already have it. That's really, I used that technique when I got my first client in my coaching business when I started in 2016. Yeah, 2016. I spent 3 months trying to manifest a client in this business. I was getting really pissed off at myself because I'm a very good manifester. I imagined telling my boyfriend at the time, baby, I did it. Like, I imagined what it would feel like to run up to him and say, oh my God, I did it, because I know he'd be so proud of me. And that feeling brought me so much joy. I can't even tell you how much joy that brought me in my heart. It felt so visceral, so real, as if it had really happened. I did that for a few days. I manifested a client, she paid in full. It was absolutely unbelievable. This is when I used to coach people for 3 months at a time. So she paid for 3 months at a time in one sitting. And it was even better than I imagined. We went to a fun fair afterwards. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And that came from this method. Going to bed every night, imagining that I was going to be congratulated for already having the thing. The reason envisioning something as if it's already happened, in terms of going a few steps beyond the manifestation, which is what Neville recommends, is because you let go of the how when you do that. That is the true meaning of living in the end, living in the wish fulfilled, going to the end state, going to the end feeling. Feeling is the secret. It puts you in the feeling of the version of you who already has that thing. And so you collapse the time and space between you and that version of you, and you become it. Neville also recommends getting all of your senses involved when it comes to this technique. So what can you hear? What can you taste? What can you smell? What can you touch? And really imagine that it's happening in front of you. The more you can lock into that feeling and include all your senses, the more powerful it will be. I know some of you find this really hard. Maybe you find visualizing hard. Just do it as best as you can. If you just want to tap into the feeling, tap into the feeling. If you can only like audio visualize, then just do that. Do whatever works best for you, but make sure it is a scene that already implies what you want has happened. In The Law and the Promise, there was a woman in that book written by Neville Goddard. I have read every Neville Goddard book there is. I've read the complete reader, and The Law and the Promise, Feeling is the Secret, and Power of Awareness are my favourites. But in The Law and the Promise, there was a lady in it who wanted to be married, and she would go to bed every night imagining the ring on her finger, and she would like touch her finger and imagine the ring was there. That implied she was already asleep in bed with the love of her life, and the universe was going to fill in the blanks for her. And that's what it did. That book has a lot of case studies and testimonials? Yeah, it has a lot of testimonials in it. If you are struggling with this, grab a piece of paper and a pen or your journal and just ask yourself, what would I do if I already had this desire? What would my life be like? What would my normal day-to-day routine be? Don't imagine the big moment where it happens. So for example, with that story of me and my first client, I had actually been imagining the first client scene for a few months before that. Wasn't working. I was getting too caught up in who she was going to be, what they were going to look like, what the work was going to, like, I was filling in the details and I wasn't even meaning to. When I connected to that end feeling of how proud I would be once that happened and how excited I would be to work with her and tell my boyfriend at the time, that's when it happened. Don't imagine this big sale. Don't imagine winning the lottery. Don't imagine the moment you meet your star-crossed lover from across the room. Don't do any of that. Imagine the moment where you're telling your best friend you're pregnant. Imagine the moment where you're receiving an award for how well your business has done over the years. Imagine the moment where you're going out for dinner because you've just got 100k subscribers on YouTube. Imagine like the moments after the desire has happened, because that is what's really going to connect you to that feeling state. Another hack I do for this technique, if you are struggling to conjure up that feeling, transfer a feeling that you've already have. So I have meditations on here where I will literally get you to smile from ear to ear and imagine feeling so loved, like from somebody that already loves you, or a time in your life where you felt so loved, or you felt so excited, whatever the meditation is about. And then I ask you to visualize. So I get you to conjure up those feelings from your past experience first, and then visualize. If you are struggling to just hop to your future event, think of a past event that has brought you a lot of joy. Even if you're just thinking about a loved one or a family member or a friend, that's fine. Just conjure up a little bit of that excitement and that love first, and then go on to your visualization. I find this really helps. Also, guided meditations can help with this a little bit as well. But you want to loop the scene over and over again, and he recommends it being about 10 to 15 seconds. A very concise and precise scene that what you want has already happened. I hope I've explained this in detail for you. I do recommend doing it every night before bed, as does Neville. My G, Neville Goddard, he recommends doing this every night in your imagination before bed as well, and great results will follow. Like I said, please read the book, it's amazing. But if not, I am here to explain it a little bit better for you. If you do have any questions, please put them below in the comments. And also, if you have anything of Neville's that you would like me to explain in the future, I would love you to comment those below as well. Don't forget, if you want to sign up for the masterclass, then the link is below as well. I've given you loads of things to do. Have a fabulous week. Mwah.